You know, it could be your mother that carries you to the hospital, and then your doctor or nurse starts asking you, are you sexually active? Of course, I'm not sexually active. I don't want to collect slap. Hello guys, welcome to Nurse Everything, where you get your nursing health and lifestyle tips. Please subscribe to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that we are all, okay, not all, but most of us are guilty of, and you know, I feel most of us can relate to: lying to your healthcare provider. We're going to be addressing why people lie to their healthcare provider, the consequences of lying, and I'm going to be giving some recommendations at the end of this video, so you might want to stick around to the end and also, you know, try to interact. All right, so sit back and relax and enjoy. So about a week ago, I made a poll on Instagram, hey guys, where I asked if people have lied, if you have lied to your healthcare provider, and surprisingly, a lot of people said that they have. You know, and I also asked on my WhatsApp as well, and I got a lot of replies from people saying that they have, and just about maybe 1 or 2 persons say that they have not, like they have not had a reason to go to the hospital, so they have not actually lied. I believe them, I believe everybody. So we're going to be discussing why we lie to our healthcare provider. Everything boiled down to around 3 major reasons why we lie. Okay, so the first reason is that most people gave is that they do not want to be judged for their health choices or their lifestyle choices. So a lot of people said that when they lied, they didn't want to really give the accurate answer because they didn't want to be judged. All right, especially when it comes to sexual, sexual history, sexual related questions, like, your body count. When they go to the hospital and they're like, oh, how many sexual partners do you have? Of course, everybody has 1 sexual partner. Nobody wants to say they have 5, so that they won't look at you like a whore, that kind of stuff. So, nobody wants to be looked at as a whore or an alcoholic or a drug addict, all that stuff. So to avoid judgment, they had to lie. Another reason is that they do not want to be lectured. So another reason that most people give, that they do not want to be lectured about their health choices. Of course, because people feel like, oh, they're dealing with people that are, let's say, knowledgeable in this field. Okay, if they tell you the truth, sometimes you might want to say, oh, this is not good, you shouldn't do this, avoid that, this is how you do this, it's our work. Okay, so but sometimes it makes people feel like they don't want to have any of that. They just want to get the treatments they came for and be going. They don't want to hear all that. The third reason is that people are sort of like embarrassed by whatever answer they were going to give. All right, they're embarrassed to share information or tell the truth about what really happened in a particular situation. Okay, there's a case where a male client had penile fracture. That's his penis was kind of like broken. So when he was being asked how, like, what were you doing and all that, he didn't want to say anything. Like, he was just like that he just woke up. He said he just woke up and saw it like that, like he doesn't know, he wanted to ease himself, he just like he didn't want to really tell the truth because he felt embarrassed, okay, by it. So it's something that is very common. It's something that is relatable. The fourth reason that a lot of people gave us that they wanted to get something from their healthcare provider. For some people, when they want to get a particular drug or a particular medication, probably mostly painkillers or something, they'll now start exaggerating. If the pain is supposed to be like something mild, they'll lie that it's serious headache, is for 5 days. I've been having this headache for 5 good. Hey, I can't sleep. They start exaggerating, telling lies so that they can get, the doctor will be writing that 1,000 milligram, 10,000 milligram. If you're just watching this and you have a reason that you have lied, you can just summarize it. Like, you don't need to tell the whole story. You can put that in the comment section so that we can interact and stuff. It's going to be eye-opening. On to the next thing I'm going to talk about is the consequences of lying to your healthcare provider. Why should you not lie to your healthcare provider? This is my opinion as a healthcare provider, so I'm sharing this with you. The first reason I have here is that you make it difficult and almost impossible for your healthcare provider to actually provide the best care for you. I'm going to put this out there, like, doctors and nurses and other healthcare providers are not magicians because they went through the training, and all that. Like, it doesn't make them magicians. You don't just bring your problems and they just solve it just like that. You have a hand in it. You have a part to play. Like, when you come to the hospital, your healthcare provider has to assess you by asking these questions. They have to take history. So it's these things that they would cluster together and look for a solution for you, plan a care for you, get to the root of your problem. If you withhold information or if you lie about stuff, you can't tell how important what you're lying about is. So you kind of like end up shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you're going to be the one to suffer, it's not them. Okay, it might lead them to making a mistake. Sometimes you call this a missed diagnosis, or you can even underdiagnose or overdiagnose you. Your solution is here in front and they're going like this and they're going like this, like, sure you get. So it's really not cool. It's not cool for you and it's not cool for them. The second reason is that you have the higher chances of facing unpleasant and like really dangerous side effects sometimes, from like drugs that they prescribe for you or treatments that they give you that is not even meant for you because you lied. Okay, so you kind of like face the risk of having a side effect that's not meant for you. Now, sometimes when you lie about your symptoms, they might prescribe a drug for you that is not even meant for you, or they might prescribe a dose that you don't even need. Okay, so at the end of the day, who suffers it? You. The third consequence I have is that you need to visit the hospital over and over and over again, because the truth is that nobody likes to go to the hospital, except that's where you get your income from, or that's where you work or something, but nobody likes to go to the hospital. So if you go to the hospital once, if you get a chance to go and then you meet your healthcare provider, try as much as possible to tell the truth, because that's what's going to actually help you to get the right solution, not to get the solution to another problem. Then you keep coming back and they will find another thing, and then you come and lie again, and then you call back, so just try as much as possible not to lie. I said I was going to share some recommendations. I actually have recommendations for everybody, because anybody can be a patient or a client. Then I have recommendations for healthcare workers. I know that some people have chronic conditions. This means that some people have conditions where they have to live with it over time, okay, such as asthma, such as HIV, pregnancy. Pregnancy is not a disease condition, but it's something that you would carry over time. So you might get to visit your healthcare provider often. So my suggestion is that if you have a diary where you can write your symptoms down, it will be easy for you to relay this to your healthcare provider when they ask you. Okay, so that it will help you to get the proper care that you need. If you have symptoms like headache, or all of a sudden you start having pain, but you can't just rush to the hospital immediately you start having the pain. You'll be like, okay, let me see how it is tomorrow. And sometimes we just forget. So when you get to the hospital, they ask you when it started. You can't even give that information. Another suggestion I have is that when you're having a one-on-one with your healthcare provider, you can actually communicate with them, like put it out there that like I'm really shy, or you can say like I'm really embarrassed to share this information, or I don't want to be judged. You can put it out there so that the person you're talking to would know that the person will be cautious of how they receive your information sometimes. The recommendations I have for the healthcare workers. So this one is a wee stuff. I have about 4 recommendations. The first recommendation I have is to assume. It's safe to assume that every client or patient that you meet has a tendency to lie about information. Okay, I feel this would kind of like keep you open, to make you want to search for more information, and you'll be mindful of how you communicate. Do you understand? So you just assume that they have a tendency to lie based on what we discussed earlier about the embarrassment and fear of being judged and all of that. The second recommendation I have is communication. Communicate, to keep an open and friendly communication style, and tend to be a very good listener and lean forward, and also put a smile on your face, like you're not carrying the problem of the world on your head, on your face. Like sometimes you just don't know when you did because you're stressed out, but you just have to learn how to really put up this. There's some people that you just feel like you can talk to them. Sometimes you ask some friendly questions, you try to divert their mind. Oh, like, where are you from? Oh, I like your hair. They're from Ondo. Are you serious? Oh, I served in Ondo State. Stuff like that. Before you go into asking questions, it helps sometimes, because you just feel like, oh, this person is ready to listen to me, or this person won't be judgmental, or stuff like that. Your communication style really matters a lot, so we need to be mindful of that. The third recommendation I have is privacy. People actually mentioned that they lied because they were embarrassed and they didn't want to be judged because they were with someone. It could be your mother that carries you to the hospital, and then the doctor or nurse starts asking you, are you sexually active? Of course, I'm not sexually active. I don't want to collect slap. Do you understand? So sometimes my suggestion is that if you have someone with the patient or with your client, you can excuse them, politely. You can tell the mother, oh, please, can you kindly excuse us? Let me have a moment. Except it's a very small child, or the person is unconscious, or maybe probably if the person is matured, you can excuse the next person, because they might not want their partner or their significant other or their parent or their child to know about whatever is wrong with them. So creating privacy can actually go a long way. Last one I have is consequences. Now we can actually beforehand let the patient know the consequences of not giving correct information. You can't force the truth out of somebody, right? Like, they have the right to their own, they have the right to autonomy, they have the right to their own, the information that they give out. But just let them know that the information that they give is in order for you to be able to help them and help to foster, cooperation. If you have any recommendation as well, you can drop them and we'll talk about them. It was really nice talking about this, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. Please leave a thumbs up, just like the video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe if you haven't. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video amongst your friends and your colleagues, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.